So we're back at it again, playing a game called Bring Her Home, a visual novel about a girl named Amelia who can see monsters. And I know how you folks like monsters, especially if they're eldritch, which, well, this isn't. Instead, we're dealing with death and Japanese spirits, so don't be surprised if my phasmophobia kicks in. Anyway, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's just get right into it. My first memories were not pleasant, full of the cries of my young, sick sister. The only thing I understood at the time was that she was in pain and that the adults in my life couldn't make her feel better. I wanted to help her, and that want overpowered any fear I felt in that moment. Oh, what a start! The moment I managed to sneak into her room in the hospital, lured by her cries, only to see a monster. I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't know what that thing was or what it was doing to her. All I knew was that my sister was in pain, and it now had a source. I was scared. No, terrified. But I couldn't let that thing bother my sister anymore. So I charged, screaming my head off. As my screams rang through the air, the thing saw me, screamed in my face, and disappeared into the ceiling. I remember its face distinctly, even after 13 years. It looked human, but just barely. All disfigured, with no feature being quite where it was supposed to be. It was enough to cause my little body to pass out on the spot as soon as it was gone. That face used to haunt my nightmares, but not anymore. I'm a lot stronger now. Despite only chasing it off, I must have done something right, because after that, my sister miraculously recovered. I thought that was the end. I even considered that it might have just been a bad dream. But that wasn't the last time I saw it, or at least a version of it, not even close. Freaky, dude. Oh, ugh, grumble grumble. What's she going on about? I'm trying to sleep. Ugh, this is just so... ugh. Shut up, will you? I'm trying to sleep. Jeez. Annoying. This is just so annoying. I roll over in bed to face the wall, away from Mal. Why are you making my problem? Grumble quieter. Why? Because it's your stuff, idiot. Eh? All the stuff you'll leave all over my room. My eyes flutter open, and I turn back over so I can see what she's talking about, though I already have some idea. And I'm right, Mallory is tearing down and tossing out all the charms I had carefully placed around her side of the room. That's not anything new. Annoying, but not new. Your room? Last time I checked, this was our room. Both of us, you and me. Well, it would be my room if you just went off to college like you were supposed to. Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times. I don't want to go to college. Don't need it. I lay back down on the bed, pulling my blanket over my head and closing my eyes. Not this again. Everyone needs college, especially you. You are so annoying. And you talk too much. Just stop leaving your stupid scraps all over my side of the room. Charms. I momentarily come out of my pretend sleep to correct my sister before getting back to it. Scraps. That's all they are. Just scraps. Get your head out of the clouds. They're not only powerless, but also ugly. You're actually so annoying. There. I'm done. Because of you, I wasted so much time that I could have been spending getting ready for school. Jeez. Lazy idiot. I hear her storm off, which is something I'm very accustomed to. After a moment of listening to her continued grumbles, I pull the blanket down from over my head and push myself up into a sitting position. I look over at Mal's side of the room and sigh. And they're all gone. Just great. What else did I expect? Over at the trash can, I could see my charms torn and crumpled. That's a whole hour of work gone. After all, crumpled up charms are just normal, powerless pieces of paper. I'm always prepared with extras in case things like this happen, which is often. I'll have to put up new ones before tonight, but I've got plenty of time before then. I lean back against the headboard and close my eyes, waiting for the sound of the front door slamming shut, which would mean Mal had left. But I also listen for other sounds that usually start popping up when the charms go away. and soon enough, I hear them. Whispers, whooshes, and hums are coming distinctly from Mal's side. I hear the front door slam shut, and I open my eyes. Sure enough, there are a few visitors in the room. Like moths to a flame. I brush my fingers against my neck, checking to make sure my own personal charm is still there. Once that's confirmed, I scoot to the edge of my bed, stand up, and exit the room. The visitors quickly move to get out of my way. As I reach the bottom of the stairs and head for the kitchen, I see that Mal is indeed gone along with Mom and Dad. Luckily, there's still some breakfast left over. Eggs, sausage, and orange juice. I quickly eat my fill, clean off my dish, and get ready to leave. Bag? Check. Phone? Check. Headphones? Check. But before I step out, I dig through my bag to make sure the necessities are there. My apron for work, my wallet, and my knife. The knife is just a precaution. Once I'm sure I have everything, I step out the door and begin making my way to the library. As I walk, it's almost impossible to ignore the many inconveniences loitering around. Cars lazily drive by little goblin-like monsters hanging from the bottom. Kids play in the park, unaware they are being watched by a 7-foot floating ghost zombie thing with rotting skin. Luckily, I know these creatures won't harm a thing. They never interact with the real world unless they really need to, or if they're just vindictive. Even so, I once again brush my fingers against my neck. Just because the demons won't bother the normal people doesn't mean they won't go after the one girl who can see them. Once I confirm the charm is still there, I slip out of my headphones and put on a random playlist. I zone everything demonic out, but not completely, just in case anything does decide to jump out at me. After several minutes, I arrive at the library. Just like every other place, it's infested with monsters. Libraries are particularly attractive to what I like to call bookworms, though they're actually more like centipedes. Large, black ones with gaping human mouths and millions of grabby legs. I ignore them all and they stay out of my way. I head straight to my specific spot where there's a specific bookshelf with a specific book. I grab the book and set it on the nearest table. Demons, ghouls, and other mysteries. A guide to survival. Time to read this thing for the 100th time. Fun. Being the only book in this entire library, that's even close to relevant. I don't have much choice but to study it. It's where I get all the information I need to protect myself and Mal from the demons. This thing is better than 90% of the stuff I had to learn in high school. Okay, so what should I review? Maybe I should brush up on some of the ways that deter common ghosts. I'm getting tired of them infesting the house. One of the most useful pieces of information I've gotten from this book is charms. It's the only surefire way to keep the majority of the creepies away, and the other way is extremely monster-specific. Hours pass as I read. I keep my headphones on and blasting music. The bookworms can be extra loud with their constant chattering. I'm completely swallowed up in my reading when my music suddenly pauses as a notification pops up. Forgot to put this thing in Do Not Disturb. I pull my phone out of my bag to fix that, but not before I spot the notification that caused the interruption in the first place. It's a text. A text from the only person in this town willing to give me the time of day, Sosuke. Yo, you coming? Doesn't your shift start in like 5 minutes? 5 minutes? My eyes flick up to the time at the top of my screen. My heart drops. Not again. I quickly shove the book back into the shelf and text Sosuke back as I rush out of the library. On my way. I can't believe I just read that abbreviation right. I'm about to shove my phone back into my pocket when Sosuke sends another text. Oh, by the way, did you get a present for your sister? Her birthday's soon, right? My legs slow down and I check the date. It's already? Man, I am all over the place lately. A present for Mal. What do I get her? Then, almost as if he can read my thoughts, Sosuke sends another message. Hey, I think there's this cute little shop that sells plushies. It's the one near that one store where you get your emo makeup. Maybe get her one of those if you haven't gotten her anything yet. She likes cute things, right? I chuckle at his words. Since when were you into plushies? Hey, plushies are cute. Highly recommended the Fox one. He's so cool. I roll my eyes. Mal does like cute things. It's worth a shot. And it's not like I have much time to make or order something for her. But then, I remember the time and pick up the pace until I'm practically running. I find the store Sasuke was talking about. Strangely enough, there aren't many demons around this place. Oh, it's a cute little Kitsune. The fox plush that he mentioned immediately stands out as it's displayed in the window. It's white all over with red markings all around its face. It sticks out like a sore thumb alongside the other plushies, but it's unique. It is cute. Mal will definitely like this. Even if it's a bit weird, you take that back. With not much time to think, I quickly buy it and beeline straight for the cafe. Holy crap, there's a lot of tall men here. I burst in, doubling over and heaving as I catch my breath. A plastic bag hangs from my elbow, containing the fox plush. There are demons here too, surprising. You would think demons drink blood and souls, not coffee. I don't serve demons though, no matter how long they stand in line. Late. I'm definitely late. Sosuke appears seemingly out of nowhere and approaches me with that stupid smirk on his face. I glare up at him as he approaches. Don't say it. Late, young lady, you are late. I straighten up and fold my arms, still breathing heavily. I'm literally older than you. But I'm your manager, so I'm gonna have to dog points. Whatever. I'm only late because I got that thing you suggested for Mal. Cut me some slack. I was doing something nice for my sister. That's not how this works, Missy. Doesn't matter if you actually take my advice for once. Let me see that. He snatches the fox plush out of the plastic bag before I can stop him and holds it up. Now isn't this the most adorable thing you've seen? Second to me, of course. He turns it around to face me and holds it up next to his face, wiggling it around. I fight a smile that's threatening to surface. Shut up. I snatch the plush back and put it back in the plastic bag. Then I lift my hand up to give him a playful shove, but he swiftly dodges it. Hey, you know how I feel about the touching thing. I roll my eyes and walk past him so I can get behind the counter and put my stuff in the closet. Don't be such a baby. We've been friends for how long now? And you still freak out when my hand so much as brushes against you. What? You've got a germ thing or something? Or maybe I just don't like your dirty, grubby hands getting near me. My hands are perfectly clean, thank you very much. I stuff my phone into my bag and put both that and the plastic bag up on a wall hook. Then I pull out the apron I had stuffed inside earlier and slide the strap over my head. But before I tie it, I make sure the knife is still in the bag. Once that's confirmed, I go to the counter and Sosuke quickly joins me. From that, we get on with our shifts, which lasts about 5 p.m. It's not the nicest job, as is usually the case with jobs that require you to actually interact with people, but it does what I need, which is get me money. Of course, being surrounded by demons that just stand around and block my view of everything makes it a lot worse. The demons that like to hang out at my job are tall, lanky creatures with no faces and an obsession with standing in my way. But this place isn't all bad. I have Sosuke, the only person in this town who sees me as the crazy emo demon girl and hangs out with me anyway, not that he believes anything I say regarding the existence of the monsters. As my shift comes to an end, I begin to close up, and Sosuke helps. Is it just me, or were the customers unusually annoying today? Sosuke and I are cleaning on opposite sides of the cafe, so I have to call out to be heard. Well, maybe that was because you were unusually grouchy today. I was only unusually grouchy today because the customers were unusually annoying today. Are you sure a spooky ghost didn't crawl up your butt and die instead? Haha, very funny. Ghosts can't die, idiot. They're already dead, and they don't crawl up butts either. That's something else. Oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to get my demonology wrong. You're actually so funny. I'm laughing my head off right now. Why, thank you. I am very funny, aren't I? I scoff and finish wiping off the last table. My stomach growls loudly. Oh gosh. Right, I forgot to have lunch, didn't I? Hungry? Want to grab something to eat? I look over at Sosuke, who's still on the complete other side of the cafe. How did he hear? Must just be a coincidence. I call back to him. I probably can't afford it. I gotta get back home anyway, before it gets dark. I glance out at the windows. The sun isn't setting yet, but it will soon. Aw, come on, live a little. I'll pay. Don't worry about it. We can just go to that Mexican place next door. I press my lips into a thin line, debating it in my head. Live a little. How can I? It's going to get dark soon. My stomach grumbles loudly again, as if in protest. I glare down at it and don't notice Sasuke coming up to me, tilting his head. Surely you don't have to be back this early. Don't you like free food? Free Mexican food? I hesitate for a long moment, calculating how long it will take to get dark and how fast I can eat. Free Mexican food does sound good. I could get some nachos or a taco or... My mind quickly drifts off to thoughts of food. My diet has recently been distinctly bland and extremely microwavable. The offer is far too tempting. Alright, fine, but we gotta eat quick. I need to be back home before dark. I can work with that. Let's do it. I can't help but chuckle at Sasuke's enthusiasm. I quickly run back to the closet and remove my apron and get my stuff, including the plush, and leave the cafe as Sasuke finishes locking up. Then we walk over to the Mexican restaurant just next door. I can still hear the ominous whispering. Is that a smiley face right here? Okay, sorry, I'm getting off track. Luckily, it isn't something too fancy, so our casual clothes are just fine. We just order at a screen and wait for our food to be finished, then we eat. As we eat, Sasuke and I talk and catch up. Sasuke's funnier than I remember. Actually, I don't really remember the last time I was able to do this with Sasuke, or anyone for that matter. Mal would rather hang out with her friends, and my parents aren't interested in my monster-filled ramblings. Sasuke's the only one that actually pays me any mind, but I always brush him off. I always rush home straight after work to check on Mal. He doesn't deserve that. Both the Male and conversation with Sasuke are nice and strangely normal. As normal as a conversation can get with monsters always hanging out in the corner of my eye. But they're easy to ignore, with Sasuke as a distraction. I always pride myself on not being selfish or foolish, but I thought that, just for this moment, I could be without consequences. That I could enjoy this moment with Sasuke. But all that comes crashing down when I finally check the time and my face goes pale. Well, paler than usual. Huh? What's wrong? Oh no. Do you see the time? Sasuke gives me a dumbfounded look before checking his phone. 8 p.m.? Oh yeah, we've been here for a while, huh? I whip around to look at the windows. Of course I just had to forget to pay attention to them. It's dark. I need to get home. I stand up so abruptly that my seat makes a horrible screeching sound against the hard floor. Sasuke flinches and covers his ears. I don't have the time to apologize. I turn on my heel and dart out of the restaurant without bothering to grab anything more than my bag and my phone. The fox plush completely forgotten. No! Oh god, no. How did you forget a plushie? I ignore any strange looks that other diners give me. I'm used to it by now. I need to get home now. It's not often that I run around in the dark. I know it's not safe. The monsters, specifically the really bad ones, are the creepies I'm actually worried about. Most of the demons, monsters, and ghosts are deterred by my charms, but the really powerful ones don't care about my puny handiwork. I can see some right now, prowling about. I keep my distance from them, but try not to stray too far from the quickest path to home. But all these obstacles are not making it any easier. A trip that should take 10 minutes stretches on to 30, and my stress level only gets worse and worse. Finally, I burst through the door of my house. It's quiet, empty, and dark. Mom and Dad should be back home now. Mal should be back by now. I pull out my knife from my bag and wield it in my hands. I take a step forward, then another until I reach the light switch and flick it on. Nothing happens. I shift the knife to one hand and use the other to take out my phone and turn on the flashlight. I flick the light all around the living room, searching for any shadows or figures. Nothing. I creep forward until I reach the stairs and shine my light up them. Still nothing. I take the stairs one by one, pausing every few steps to wait and listen. I don't dare to call out yet. Come on, Mal. Where are you? A few more steps, then a few more. My heart slams against my chest harder and harder as I get closer to our shared room. I turn the handle and open it. And as I slowly push the door open, I see it, the thing I dread most. I drop my phone so that I can grip my knife with both hands. Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. In front of me is a sight I know all too well. Almost the exact same sight I saw 13 years ago when Mal was sick, and similar to all the other times I caught that abomination at her bedside, about to do whatever torture it does. Its form is always different, but I never failed to recognize it. I could feel it. Usually, any close calls I have happen to be right before that thing does anything to my sister. but Mal is pale as a ghost, her face scrunched up in the same way that it was 13 years ago. Step away from my sister. The thing turns around, and my breath hitches, but that's as far as I'll let my fear show. Its appearance is strongly feminine, but I know it's no woman. Its mouth winds up in a twisted smile. Its eyes are void of any life or feeling. Coarse, stringy hair hangs from every other hair follicle, but what is most creepy is its long, spindly limbs and winding neck. Oh, God, hi. Jeez, what a smile you have. When it turns to me, it stretches its neck out until its face is right in front of mine. Its head is at most twice as big as my head. There's a faint feeling buried deep down that tells me I should run, but I don't. I simply narrow my eyes and point my knife at its face. Never before have I had the chance to speak to this creature, to learn why it's so adamant about targeting my sister, to learn why seeing it once caused me to start seeing monsters that others didn't. This time it's going to be different. Maybe, just maybe I can get it to leave us alone. Speak! The thing stares at me, unblinking. Then, its mouth opens, and it speaks in a scratchy, echoey voice that sounds like several voices at once. Child, your persistence amuses me. I clench my teeth. The longer I look at this thing, the bolder I feel. I step forward, lightly pressing the tip of my knife to its forehead. I don't press deep enough to draw whatever it is that this thing bleeds. Not yet. Of course it does. I'm sure this whole thing is just one big joke to you, huh? It doesn't flinch or react at all to me pressing a knife to its skin. It just licks its lips and speaks again, not even bothering to acknowledge what I just said. It's getting annoying. The girl is mine now. She is due. You stay away from her, you demon. She has done nothing to deserve any of this. I am no demon. I am a spirit. Sheen. I don't care, Sheen, because guess what? No matter how many forms you take, no matter how many times you come from Mal, and no matter how many monsters you send after me, I have and always will protect her from you. Sheen goes silent for a moment before it starts doing something I can only assume is some kind of laughter. Its whole body heaves, and its already large smile seems to grow larger as it hacks out laugh after laugh. The sounds is bone-chilling, and I stumble back a step. When Sheen finally stops, it moves its head even closer than before. What a pathetic child you are. You know not what you face. Do you really think you've actually defeated me all these times? I was simply playing with you. But that's over now. Your sister's mine to take. And with that, Sheen's head begins to return back to its body, toward my sister. My sister. My heart drops to my stomach, and before I can even think, I'm charging forward. No. Call it bravery, call it stupidity, whatever it is, it hasn't changed from 13 years ago. Except for the knife in my hands, which I brandish above my head and plunder deep into Sheen's skull. Stay away from her. I practically screech the words at the top of my lungs, and Sheen whirls around at me. Its expression is unchanging, but it's clear that the thing is angry. Its neck extends to wrap around me and hold me in place. Then, it looks deep into my eyes. You want to be with your sister that bad, so be it. Then, its jaw unhinges, mouth opening wider than I ever thought possible, and swallows me whole. My scream echoes in my ears. When I next come to, I've been transported outside of my house, a twisted version of my house, that is. It looms above me, seeming taller than usual. It's dark and intimidating, with black smoke swirling around it. The lights are on and off, cold and ominous. Where am I? Where did that thing take me? It takes a moment for me to get my bearings before I frantically check my person. My bag, my knife, my phone, it's all gone. Nothing left for me to protect or defend myself, but that's the least of my worries. The last words Sheen said to me before sending me to this place had to do with me being with my sister. That means she's here, somewhere. I quickly glance around to get a better look at my surroundings. My house, which is typically surrounded by other homes, sidewalks, and roads, is now surrounded by a thick, dark forest, which just leaves my house as the best and easiest place to search first. So, I push the door open and step inside, looking toward the stairs. she was in our room last time, so I'll check there first. I once again tried to turn on the lights, to no success. Wasting no time, I rush up the stairs and burst into our room. The charms that are usually all over the room are now gone, but I don't pay that any mind. It's too late for that now anyway. I look toward Mal's side of the room, and just as I suspected, she's right there, lying in bed. She is? Where? My base instinct tells me to rush to her side and make sure she's okay, but I hesitate. Where is it? It can't be this easy. I scan the room, looking at every nook and cranny that I could see from my current position. For the first time in years, I don't see or hear anything monstrous, but I know better than to let my guard down. I begin to make my way to the bed where Mal lies. When I reach her, I see that she is lying face down. I sigh in annoyance. Ah, yes, the classic sister lying face down in bed. Oh god. I bet that when I turn her around, she's just going to be completely normal and not scary looking at all. I speak loudly, hoping to draw out Sheen. I know it has to be here somewhere, but it doesn't come out. So I turn back to Mal, place my hand on her shoulder, and turn her over. Oh, I have expected to be Sheen's face that I'm looking at, but instead I see nothing. The hair, clothes, and body are distinctly Mal's, but her face is completely wiped clean. I don't know what I was expecting, but I knew it wouldn't be Mal's normal face. Oh no, I'm so scared. Ugh. I say it sarcastically, but deep down, I'm trying to figure out how to help her. You're no fun. Right on cue, Sheen emerges from the wall, the perpetual smile still on its face. Oh my Jesus. I just want my sister back. Is this even her? Sheen leans over and lays a hand on Mal's face. I jump to stop it, but before I can, it grabs Mal's head and pulls her up into a sitting position. And as if awakened, Mal begins to struggle violently. Her arms fly around and her arms grab at her face and Shin's hand. There's a strangled sound coming from Mal's throat, but it's muffled within her mouth. Mal! I move to sit on the bed beside her and take one of her hands in mine. Mal jumps at the very sound of my voice and starts to fill up my arm into my face. Hey, watch it. It's me, okay? I'm here. Mal suddenly hits me hard, the same way she does when she's annoyed. I scoff. Well, she's definitely acting like Mal. I look back at Sheen. So, are you gonna let her go or not? Let her go? I can't do that when she doesn't have her face. I narrow my eyes. I knew it couldn't be this easy. Where's her face then? Go and find it. I'll wait, but not for long. Sheen's grip on Mal's head tightens as she groans a muffled pain sound. Alright. Don't hurt her. Tick-tock. I give the demon a glare before turning around. I have to find Mal's face. This is going to be really fun, isn't it? Where do I even look first? After debating for a bit, I start with doing a general sweep of the house, looking for anything out of the ordinary, but everything looks more or less the same. It's only when I start to look closer that I begin noticing things. After searching the house top to bottom, I spot a pointed, fluffy ear peeking out from a semi-open cabinet in the kitchen. It's the plushie? Oh, well it is. Oh god. I open it fully and see the plush I bought from Mal earlier today, the same one I accidentally left at the restaurant with Sosuke. Except it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like. I flinch when I first see it before carefully taking it into my hands. I'd recognize those eyes anywhere. The plush is mostly the exact same as usual, with pointy ears, a long snout, and fluffy fur. However, its small, round, adorable black eyes are replaced with Mal's. They are wide and red at the edges, and they move from side to side, never focusing on one object or staying looking in one direction. I bite my tongue to avoid yelping in shock. I stare at it for a long moment, watching in disgust as its eyes move around. Finally, I speak. What am I meant to do with this? They're attached to the plush. Then, I get an idea, though it's far from pretty. My eyes dart to the drawer where we usually keep our utensils, including the knives. I slide it open and quickly spot the knife that I always keep on me, the same one I had been missing when I first entered this nightmare. I take it in my free hand and study it. I'm quite adept at using it by now, but I had never used it anywhere near a person's eyes. The things I do for love. I purse my lips into a thin line and get to work, carefully carving out each eye. I make sure to be extra careful and slow. The last thing I want is to damage any part of Mal. I hold my breath as I press the knife into the soft fur of the fox plush. The knife isn't cut out for slicing stuffed animals, so the whole process is messy. After several painstaking moments, Mal's eyes are finally free. I grimace as I carefully take them in my hands. They're moist and a bit gooey. Ew. I fight the urge to vomit and carefully place them down on the counter. I find a paper towel to wrap them in, then carefully tuck them in my pocket. Ew, they're warm. Ugh. I gag at the thought before forcing myself to move on to the next task. Next, the mouth. I continue searching, keeping the plush in my hand. Its face is completely torn up from what I was just doing, but there's just something about it that makes me want to keep it with me. Soon enough, I see another thing about the house. In the living room, a painting that used to have flowers now shows a mouth. I go up to it and lift my knife once more, thinking I will have to cut out yet another part of Mal's face. But as I press the tip of the blade to the painting, it suddenly transformed into a window. That's a lot of windows. Weird. Through the window, there is a long hallway filled with paintings. But instead of seeing flowers or mouths in them, I see portraits of Mal, all without a face. That is, except for one. All the way at the very end, there is a portrait with yet another Mal. She has no eyes, but she does have a mouth that's moving, opening and closing. That must be it. I climb through the window into the hallway and head straight for the painting at the very end that has Mal's mouth. As I pass by each painting, I watch them closely, expecting each one to come alive, either now or later. As I reach the last painting, I bring my knife up to the edge. The painting doesn't change or disappear this time, so I puncture the paper and begin cutting. This time, it's much easier. Once I open the mouth, I turn back towards the window, and just as I suspected, the paintings come alive. Oh. Wow. At least 10 different faceless mouths begin climbing out of their paintings, including the one I had cut the mouth off of. I don't waste a second longer and run straight towards the window. The Mao clones clamber and climb over each other as they desperately try to grab me. One grabs the end of my shirt and yanks me back just as I am about to escape. Whirling on her, I lift my foot and kick her hard, right where her nose should be. Get off! She lets out a muffled cry and falls back, and I take the opportunity to escape through the window. I then run to the stairs, but pause briefly to look back. Somehow, after I climbed out, the window had transformed back into a normal painting. Huh, how convenient. I don't dwell on it much longer though, as I have a task to complete. I go up the stairs and re-enter my room. Sheen is gone, but Mal is still there, feeling and crawling around on the ground. I sigh in relief when I see her. There she is, safe. I crouch down beside her and take her hands in mine. But before I can open my mouth to tell her that it's me, she jerks back and starts to struggle and kick wildly. It's me. Relax, stay still. Mal goes still just as I requested. Alright, let me see if I can figure this out. I reach into my bag and first take out Mal's mouth. I look between the facial feature in my hands and her empty face. Then I tentatively press her mouth to where her mouth is supposed to be. Miraculously, it actually stays on, fixing itself in place. And as soon as it does, Mal speaks. Amelia. My heart fills with relief as I finally hear my sister's voice again. Yes, it's me. Hold on while I fix your eyes too. I frantically scramble to get out Mal's eyes and fix them onto her face. When they are in place and she blinks at me, I pull her into a hug. Thank goodness. I'm here now, Mal. Mal doesn't hug me back, but she does shove me back. I quickly press my hands to the ground to steady myself, shooting Mal a surprised look. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? What was that all about? Why did you do that to me? My eyes widen, and it takes me a moment before I register what she said to me and how angry she looks. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything. I couldn't see. I couldn't talk. How do you explain that? My mouth drops open. Don't tell me she thinks I did this to her. There was a monster, some kind of demon. The same one I've tried telling you about these past 13 years. Do you finally believe me now? Believe you? Amelia, I'm sick and tired of this. Mal stands up abruptly, glaring daggers at me. I just stare up at her in pure shock. How is she still not getting this? All this talk about demons and spirits and whatever, they aren't real. Are you forgetting what just happened? How you couldn't see or talk? You didn't feel your head being grabbed? You didn't hear that creepy voice I was talking to? I didn't forget. I did feel that, and I did hear the voice. But do you actually think I would believe that it was some kind of demon? How would I even do all of that? I don't have 3 hands, and I'm not so idiotic as to have a conversation with myself with 2 different voices. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was that idiot friend of yours. He was probably in on it. Grabbing me, doing a silly voice, I don't know. Probably gets a kick out of harassing poor, vulnerable young women. Just let her go. We have to feed her to the spirit. My eyes light up with anger. Now she's being so skein into this? This is between her and me, not him. Don't you dare accuse him of that. And it's not even possible. Do you think I ripped your eyes and mouth out of your skull? What are you even talking about? I don't know what you did, but it was something. You could have gagged and blindfolded me for all I know. Mal! What? You expect me to believe that Mom or Dad did this? It was a demon. Listen to me for once. I finally stand up as well, clenching my hands at my side. By now, I am long used to Mallory berating me, but after everything I just went through for her, she repays me by yelling at me, insulting me, and insulting my friend. I am sick and tired of this. And you think I'm not? At first, you were just being annoying with your stupid ramblings about demons and littering all over the room, but now you're just downright harassing me. Look around you, Mal. Can't you see that this house isn't right? We're in a demon world right now. That's enough, Amelia. Mal's voice then turned sad. I was scared. So scared. I didn't know what was happening. I couldn't see. I couldn't even tell if I was home. I tried to scream and call for help, but I couldn't speak. How could you put me through that? Mal's voice cracks during the last sentence, and a tear slides down her face. My eyes soften, and my hands unclench. Despite her accusations being directed at me, I can hear how much she's hurting. She's just scared. I reach out to rest a hand on her shoulder. Mal. She smacks my hand away, but I continue. I know you were scared, but I'm here now. It wasn't me. I would never put you through something like that. I'm your sister. I couldn't hurt you. You're pathetic. What the? Damn! I recoil back. What? You just won't stop. Even with me breaking down in front of you, you won't let go of your delusions. What else could it be? Mal. Mal turns her head away, wrapping her arms around herself. She speaks quietly, so quiet that I have to lean closer and strain to hear. Why couldn't you have just gone off to college? Far, far away. To the other side of the world or something. I blink at her in surprise. You don't actually. I do. Mal suddenly screams, head snapping back up to glare at me. You're delusional. What don't you get? I don't want you in my life anymore. You're ruining it. I fold my arms. Mal, I'm protecting you. I'm doing this because you're my sister and I love you. Well, I don't love you. Where's that spirit? Let her come back. I stumble back as if shot. The air seems to leave my chest, and I just stare at her for a long time. I expect her to take it back, maybe apologize, to say that she didn't mean it, that she's just mad. But she doesn't say anything. She doesn't even break eye contact. She just glares right at me. My next few words come out pained. You don't mean that. I do. I'm tired of you dragging me into your stupidity. I hate you. You need to stay out of my life. At Mal's words, all I can do is stare. And with me going quiet, she shoves me aside and storms out of the room. She hates me? That can't be right. We've argued plenty of times before, but never like this. It's a trick. Sheen did something to her, to make her say those things to me. Deep down I know better. Those words were spoken with such conviction and hatred. Years of resentment and arguments come to my mind. Mal has slowly been getting more and more fed up with me, and we've been becoming more and more distant. Back when we were kids, she believed everything I said about demons, but then she grew up and stopped believing in things only I could see. I didn't understand the full effect until now. I always thought it doesn't matter what she thinks of me, as long as she's safe. But to hear that she hates me, after everything I've done for her? No, she doesn't know what I've done for her. She doesn't know everything I sacrificed or all the time I spent protecting her. I stumble toward the bed and sit down. Oh, okay, we're just looking back at the plush? Somehow, through the turmoil, I still managed to keep hold of the fox plush. I didn't even notice that I had been practically squeezing the life out of it this whole time. I hold it up and look at it, eyes torn, body now squished and deformed from my grip, but still recognizable as a fox. I was supposed to give this to Mal for her birthday, just a few hours ago. It looked nice and new. Now, it's just another piece of trash. Who am I kidding? Mal won't want this, not from me at least. I think about tossing the plush away. It's trash, torn, disfigured, broken, kind of like my relationship with Mal. I want to throw it away, but something in me stops that from happening. I lift my head and remember where I am, where Mal and I are, a nightmarish realm with monsters. And now Mal is out there, alone. I had just let her walk out, caught up in my own feelings, selfish. I stand up and rush out of the room, hugging the plush against me. Mal, come back. No response. She's either ignoring me or she left the house. I look at the plush again. Oh, Mal, you idiot. I run into every room, checking them all just in case. That is, until I spot the front door, wide open. It could be a false lead, but Mal is nowhere in the house, so I rush outside into the forest. Into the forest? Mal, come back, it's not safe. I emerge into the darkness of the forest, but this is the first time that I actually get a good look at it. The first thing I notice is that things I was calling trees aren't even trees at all, they're only pretending to be trees. What the? Every 2 or so trunks jut out of the ground and fuse together into a torso after several feet. And from the torso hang 2 long arms and a head sprouting from a neck. If I really looked hard enough, I could even see pairs of disfigured eyes looking off into the distance blankly. If I never dared to look up, there's a good chance I would have never noticed. But once I do notice, I begin seeing other things that are off about this place. The floor is covered in flowers, but not the pretty kind. Each flower is small and black, with 4 petals jutting out from the middle, except the middle isn't pollen or anything like that, but an eye that always looks towards me. Of course, everything here just has to be cursed. I don't let myself dwell on it for much longer as I focus on scanning for clues that could lead me to Mal. I quickly spot some very obvious footprints in the ground right in front of me. Too easy. She wouldn't just take the most obvious path. I circle around the house until I spot her already several hundred feet away into the forest. I'm still unsure if this is a trap, but it's the only other lead I have, so I hurry over to her, making sure the knife and plush are still in my hands. The sounds of the grass and flowers are anything but normal. It's something between a squishing and a crunching sound, like I'm stepping on bones and eyes, which I know is at least half true. I also keep my eyes on the trees, watching for any sudden movements, but there are none, yet. Mal, get back here. Mal stops when she hears my voice and whirls on me. Leave me alone. I wince at her harsh tone, but continue moving forward. The hurt comes rolling back in, but I shove it down, repeating the same mantra I've been telling myself for ages. It doesn't matter if she likes it or not, as long as it keeps her safe. Please, Mal, these woods aren't safe. Woods? What are you talking about? Is this another one of your tricks? What? Can she not see what's around her? Come to think of it, she was acting similarly inside the house. Could it be that she actually can't see what's happening? Slowly but surely, I close the distance between us until I'm right in front of her. Mal, what do you see right now? Mal glares at me, unamused. Seriously? Please, Mal, I just want to understand. Mal rolls her eyes, but answers. Just our normal neighborhood. What, did you expect me to start seeing demons all of a sudden like you? Her words are laced with venom but confirm my suspicions. I exhale a strained sigh. Mal, come on, it's dark out. You don't want creeps stalking you, right? Creeps? As in the demons? I grit my teeth, fighting the urge to scream out a confirmation. If I want her to listen, I'd have to act like this is a normal night. No, Mal, creeps as in dudes. Remember that one guy who tried to follow you home once? Don't want to deal with him again, right? You don't know what you're talking about. What? She doesn't remember that either? Or was that another demon? Just come inside, let's talk this out. How many times do I have to tell you? Leave me alone. And suddenly, she turns on a hill and darts in the same direction she was heading earlier. I curse under my breath and dash after her, but she's surprisingly fast. Those few seconds of a head start result in her being several feet in front of me, and it certainly doesn't help that she's dodging and weaving between the trees. Mal, stop. The trees are in perfectly straight lines, which makes it somewhat easier to dodge around, but still annoying. However, that annoyance quickly dissipates as I notice that the same trees are moving, but just barely. As Mal passes one by one, they lean toward her. Some are even bold enough to reach out and try to grab her. But their movements are slow and sluggish that they miss every time. The flowers and grass underneath me are loud under my feet. No, she doesn't even have a weapon. I have to get to her before she's grabbed. I pick up the pace, pushing my legs to go as fast as they can. Between each breath, I do my best to call out to Amelia again. Aren't you, Amelia? Mal, get back here. Please, it's not safe. I am interrupted by an ear-splitting creak, followed by the groan of a tree falling over. The heck? I plant my feet into the ground and slide to a stop so quickly that I fall over onto my butt. A few eye flowers squished underneath me with a loud squelch. My eyes go up to the tree right in front of me as it bends backwards. It struggles and wiggles until it suddenly snaps in half. The top half falls over and lands right in front of me with a thud. Oh! I quickly scoot back and scramble to my feet, holding out my knife and clutching the plush to my chest as if keeping it safe. Stay back, but the top half of the human tree hybrid pays me no mind. With its two long, spindly branch arms, it crawls with surprising speed in the direction of Mal. It moves quicker than any person or animal that I've seen before, and it's going straight for my sister. My stomach does a flip, and before I know it, I'm charging after them both, adrenaline carrying me faster than I've ever gone before. But that thing is faster. Mal, keep running, don't stop. It's ironic how my words do a complete 180. But as much as I don't want to admit it, I won't be able to make it to her before the tree demon does. So the best I can do is warn Mal. At this point, she is so far ahead that I can only barely see her, and so I am forced to watch the creature get closer and closer to Mal until it pounces on her. I will my legs to go faster and faster, but they're starting to hurt and ache. I can hear Mal's faint screams and cries in the distance and can see the struggle between her and the demon. Her screams are shrill and loud, and she does her best to put up a good fight, but there's only so much she can do. Almost there, almost. My words come out as faint gasps. Try as I might to convince myself, the truth is that I'm still about 100 feet away. Mal! I watch as the tree creature finally subdues Mal. It wraps an arm around her and uses its other arm to drag them both deep into the forest, still surprisingly fast. I continue running after them. I'm almost there, but as soon as it starts moving again, I lose it within a few seconds. Even so, I keep running, keep pushing. My legs ache all over, my heart slams against my ribs, and my breathing comes in short gasps, but I don't notice any of that. All of those feelings are overwhelmed by the intense dread rising from the very pit of my stomach all the way up. No, come back, please. I don't see them at any point after they disappear, but I hear Mal's screams. They echo just in front of me, just out of reach. But soon enough, her screams are no longer in front of me, but behind me. Behind me, and next to me, and everywhere at once. There are no landmarks. Every tree looks the same, every direction looks the same. I think I may have gotten turned around at some point, or maybe this forest is endless. Even so, I keep running until my legs give out from under me and I fall to my knees. Eye flowers look at me and judge me with their stares. Mal, where are you? I need to protect you. Tears form in my eyes, and for the first time in years, I feel utterly hopeless. I put the knife down beside me and hold up the plush. Mal's screams still echo around me, taunting and berating me, insulting me for not keeping her safe. I don't know where Mal is. I'm in a world with rules I don't understand, and I'm surrounded by monsters I've never even heard of in my research and books. She's gone. Taken away by a broken tree demon. The plush does little to make me feel better. For the first time in 13 years, I allow a monster to grab her and take her away. How could I let this happen? I carefully place the plush down so I can wipe my eyes, but the tears just keep coming. The screams are deafening, and right in my ear I can barely even hear myself think. It's not your fault. Why is everything so pixelated? Oh, okay. And with that, the screams all disappear in a heartbeat. I whip my head around and spot a strange-looking, yet vaguely familiar young man standing behind me. Sosuke? When did you become a spirit? Despite my aching legs, I grab my knife again, force myself to stand up, and point it at him. I quickly wipe the tears from my eyes and glare at him. Who are you? He's wearing all white robes and almost looks like he's glowing. Red markings line his face, and any other skin that I can see, his expression is serious. That doesn't matter, and you can put the knife down. I won't hurt you. I narrow my eyes at the strange man. He looks way too familiar. Do I know you? That plush, can I see it? I look down at the fox plush in question, still on the floor where I left it. I bend down and pick it up, looking between the plush and the strange man. You know, it's rude to ignore what people say. You're a feisty one, aren't you? The corner of his mouth cocks up in a smirk, one that's all too familiar. Impossible. That can't be him. I'm sorry for ignoring what you said. Can you repeat it again? I tilt my head, studying him closely. Now it's my turn to ignore his words. I look him directly in the eye, shift both objects to one hand, and straighten up. Then, my hand shoots out to grab his arm, and he swiftly dodges. No touching. My eyes widen. Sosuke? The man's eyes widen just barely, but I catch onto it. He chuckles. Who? Young lady, I don't have a name. I am a spirit, a good one, and I'm here to help you. I scoff. Good spirits? Yeah, right. Although, upon looking at him again, he doesn't look like any spirit or demon that I've ever seen before. But he does look vaguely like Sosuke. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I don't really have the time or energy to interrogate this good spirit. You said you can help me? I ask impatiently, stepping forward. Yes, let me see the plush. Why? Could you just show me where my sister is? I'm looking for her. Every moment longer that I'm away from her, she could be getting hurt. I know, and I will, but first let me see the plush. I roll my eyes and hand it over. You've destroyed it. Why? Wasn't this a gift for your sister? I don't question how he knows that. I just respond. I had to. That demon, Sheen, stuffed Mal's eyes inside. I had to get them back so she could see. Of course. Then I will fix it. I open my mouth to protest, but stop as the man flicks his hand and the plush is suddenly fixed. Oh, he's back, the little cute fox. He smiles and hands it back to me. There. How is this meant to help me? You need to give it to your sister. How am I supposed to do that if I can't find her? It will show you the way. I give him an unconvinced look. It's an inanimate object. And you're in a nightmare world where human eyes get attached to plushies and trees or people. I press my lips into a thin line. He has a point. I look at the fox plush again, now fully clean and repaired. I was supposed to give this to Mal for her birthday tomorrow. Mal, same Mal who told me that she hates me. I look off into the distance, in the direction I think Mal disappeared into. Why am I even doing this again? She hates me. She wants nothing to do with me. All of these years, I've been sacrificing my life to make sure she's safe from all of Sheen's attacks. And it feels like no matter what I do here in this world, she's always moving away from me. She's right. What have I been doing with my life? Hey. I look back at the man. What now? Don't give up now. She loves you. She does. You should tell her that. I don't have to. The humans in the world all think you're crazy, that you're some kind of witch. But from what I've seen, you're one of the kindest humans in the world. Not everyone would sacrifice so much for just one person. I lift an eyebrow and smirk wryly. How do you know what I'm like, not Sosuke? The man chuckles and smirks back. I've been watching you for many years. Totally not creepy at all? You'd be surprised at the amount of spirits that are watching you, good and evil. What? Go to your sister. No need to thank me. And with that, the man disappears in a flash. Sosuke or not, that guy is weird. I look down on the plush, turning it around in my hands. So, what do I do with this? I hold it up and spot something new on the bottom. It's some kind of inscription. I rub my finger over it curiously, and the whole plush starts to glow brightly. I almost drop the thing in shock, but quickly catch it again, and then I look around. Not only is it a lot easier to see everything, but bright red markings slowly appear on a few of the trees. Wow. I look between the plush and the markings, a hopeful smile pulling at my lips. I look over to where the man was just seconds before. I don't know if you can hear me, but thank you, Sosuke or whoever you are. I then turn and begin following the marks, quickly picking up speed. My legs still hurt, but I don't care. Every time I get close to a tree, it cowers away as if afraid. The marks lead me through the forest, leading me this way and that. It still all looks the same to me, minus the red marks on the trees. But sure enough, the trees come to an abrupt halt in a straight line. And beyond the line of trees is a looming, pitch-black mass. With how tall it is, it might as well be a small mountain. And at the very top is what looks to be a gigantic candle that's almost completely burned down. Wrapping around the candle is a few thick, black tentacles, and at the top of the candle is a faint, barely there flicker of fire. A candle? That has to be important. I feel like I read about it somewhere, something about dying. But before I can think about it too much, my eyes fall to the base of the hill and I spot Mal. She's just standing there with her back to me, looking up at the candle. I squeeze the fox plush almost as if to make sure it's still there. Then I approach her warily, observing her and her surroundings carefully, in case there are any more surprises. Mal? Part of me thinks that Mal herself could be the surprise. The other part of me is afraid that she'll turn on me, insult me, tell me she hates me, and run away like she did the last 2 times I tried to reach her. But all that doesn't matter anymore. I came here for one reason, and I'm not giving up until I succeed, even if it drives me and Mal apart forever. When Mal hears my voice, she whirls around, tears streaming down her face. Amelia? I stop when I see the tears in her eyes and tuck my knife through the loops of my shorts. What's wrong? Is this about me ruining her life again? I don't understand what's happening. This isn't our neighborhood, is it? Is she finally realizing? No, it isn't. I was running away from you, and then something tackled me to the ground. I turned my head and I saw a monster. Her voice breaks, her eyes reflecting the horror she saw and experienced. And I tried to fight it, but it was much stronger than me. It took me here. My heart tightens at her words. In the past 13 years, I had many close calls with demons. I remember the first time it happened, with Sheen. I was a kid then. I believed in monsters and ghosts and imaginary friends, and I never grew out of it. I couldn't because I had proof I could prepare for almost any encounter. But for Amelia, this was probably her first encounter with a demon, where she was aware of what happened, after she had already stopped believing in all that stuff. After all this time, she finally has proof that everything I've been saying is true. I'm right, but it doesn't feel good at all. This was the last thing I wanted. Mallory. I begin to reach out to her, but hesitate, remembering the fox plush and what the man said. So instead, I hold it out to her. Here, this is for you. Mal looks at the glowing plush, eyes wide, teary and confused. She sniffles and reaches for it. What? What is this? But just before her fingers can reach it, something bursts out of the ground between us. Of course, it's a head that at least twice as tall as my entire body and completely blocks my view of Mal, though its face is more like a mask, as the rest of its head is completely pitch black. I stumble back, but immediately snap to attention when Mal screams and quickly gets cut off. The face that blocks my view stares at me with empty eyes and speaks in an all too familiar voice. I see what you are trying to do, but it's too late. What? Sheen doesn't respond. Instead, It turns around, grabs Mal with its mouth, and lifts itself to the very top of the hill where it places Mal in front of the candle. As it does, the full extent of its neck emerges, and I see that it connects to the hill. And when I look closer, I see that the hill is actually a living, breathing mass. Oh God! A mass that seems to belong to Sheen. Of course, nothing is normal here. There's only one other option. I run up to the mass, clutching the plush close so I don't drop it. It'll be hard to climb this thing with it in my hands, but I need to give it to Mal. That's what the man said, and I trust him after he helped me, so I climb as fast as I can. The hill is soft and fleshy underneath my hands, and every patch seems to breathe. It keeps going until I finally reach the top. I soon spot Amelia. What? Who is pressed up against the candle, almost melting into it. You spotted yourself? What is this? Although the candle's almost burned completely down, it still dwarfs her in both height and diameter. Her eyes are wide, and it's clear she's struggling to break free but failing miserably. Wax covers her mouth, preventing her from making a noise, and she stares right at me, eyes bleeding. Mal, I'm here. I rush over to her, but once again, Sheen appears between us. Stupid girl. Didn't you hear me earlier? You're too late. And then, it lunges at me. As a jerk reflex, I lift my hands, bringing the plush up to block my face, like that would do me any good. But it actually does. Sheen recoils abruptly, hissing violently. My eyes go wide. Sheen's affected by this? I think back to when I was in the forest. After that man fixed the plush, the trees cowered away from me, and now this. Realization dawns on my face, and I hold the plush towards Sheen. I use the plush to push Sheen back and away from Mal. Then I turn back to her. She's almost completely sucked into the candle. I lurch towards her, shoving the plush where her chest should be. The candle wax swallows the plush whole, and the next thing I do is plunge my hands into the wax to grab hold of any part of Mal that I can. My hands close around what I think to be her arm, and I pull as hard as I can. Come on, Mal, I've got you. But despite my best efforts, she doesn't budge. That is, until the candle suddenly starts to glow and grow taller, almost as if it's reforming itself. The fire at the very top burns brighter and brighter, lighting up the entire world. And with it fully restored, I pull Mal out with ease, almost too easily as she and I stumble and fall over. Mal is covered in wax and sweat, but alive, and clutched to her chest is the fox plush. I smile softly. It's okay. You're out now. Amelia. Tears fill Mal's eyes once more as she looks at me. She reaches a hand out towards me, but quickly draws it back when she too starts to glow. Her eyes widen in panic as she begins floating up into the air. What's happening? What? I watch in shock as Mal is suddenly floating above me. The light she's emanating is warm and bright, like the flame at the top of the candle. Floating in the air must be terrifying, but I have no doubt that what is happening is good. Everything is okay, Mal. You're okay. I'm scared. She continues floating up and up. Not far above her, a circle of light forms, some kind of portal. I sit up and call out to her. Just take a deep breath, Mal. It's okay. Amelia, please. She reaches for me once more, but she's far too high up in the air to even get close to reaching me. I'm sorry, And with that, she disappears into the portal. What? Her voice is cut off, but I know what she was trying to say. My own eyes filled with tears, and my heart feels warm. Around me, the dark, nightmarish world is now bright and warm. I cast my eyes up toward the portal. I know that it leads to safety, but it doesn't look like it's possible to reach. Is this goodbye? Before I can dwell on it for too long, Sheen screeches at the sky in pure, unadulterated anger. Right, I forgot it was there. I stand up and face Sheen. The plush is gone, but I still have my knife, but do I really need it anymore? I take a few steps towards Sheen, a smirk forming on my face. How does it feel? You like that? You like that you lost? Sheen whirls on me and shoves its face close. Once again, it unhinges its jaw and screams at me. The force of it whips my hair back. but I don't flinch or step away. I just continue smirking. You lost. Mal and I beat you. Lost? I don't lose, human. You may have saved your sister, but you are still here, and I won't let you get away so easily. Its scowl morphs into a twisted smile and it laughs. A long black tongue extends from its mouth and it licks its lips. I'm hungry, but I want to watch you suffer first. Before I can react, a mass lifts from the hill just beside it. Long, spindly fingers emerge, and she taps one against my stomach with a smile before plunging it right through. My body jerks backward, and my breath rushes out of me. My knife falls from my hands, and my eyes go wide as a jolting pain radiates from my stomach outward. Ugh! She laughs faintly in the background as ringing fills my ear. The only thing keeping me standing is Sheen's finger through my stomach. But then, the finger is gone, and I'm falling to the floor. I gasp for air that doesn't want to come to me. My hands press desperately against the wound, fingers immediately getting swallowed up in blood. I see Sheen laughing and watching as the life drains out of my body. So this is it then. I thought that I would at least be able to suffer for eternity in this place, maybe see that man again. But I guess not. I close my eyes, finally done fighting. I got Mal out of here. What else is there to do? But beyond my closed eyes, there is another flash of light, so bright that I can feel it. I force my eyes open again, only to see another portal. This time, it's just a few feet away from me. It looks exactly like the one Mal went through. Still clutching my stomach, I lift my head and look over at it. Am I seeing things? Then, all of a sudden, I see a silhouette through it. It's distinctly canine, with a long snout and two pointy ears. And that's when it jumped through the portal, over me. It's larger than a wolf or even a Great Dane, and it's long too, with tiny paws and three long thick tails. Its snout is narrow, and its eyes are sharp. Its fur is clearly cut, white and glowing. There are red markings all over it, mostly concentrated on its face, but there's also red on its paws, tails, and ears. Wait, it looks like the fox plush? Oh my god, look how cute it is. The three-tailed fox launches at Sheen, grabbing it by its neck. Sheen, for the first time ever, looks scared. No, get off of me. Sheen lifts a hand, drenched in my blood, and attempts to grab the three-tailed fox and yank it away. Sheen's hand is definitely big enough to completely engulf the three-tailed fox, but it fails to even make it budge. The three-tailed fox has an iron grip on Sheen's neck. Sheen screams and writhes, but the three-tailed fox just bites down harder and harder until it rips Sheen's head clean off. Oh my god, that little thing? My mouth drops open, my pain almost forgotten. What is happening? The three-tailed fox shakes Sheen's head like a dog shaking its favorite squeaky toy. Then, with one look at me and a wink, it turns its gaze upward and gallops into the sky. Sheen's head lolls from the three-tailed fox's mouth, sputtering and yelling curses in a language I don't understand. I want to keep watching, but what's left of my stomach lurches, reminding me of the state I'm in. I grimace and look towards the portal the three-tailed fox came through. It's still there, and it's my only hope of getting out. So, with one hand pressing against the wound, I use the other hand to drag myself over to the portal where I promptly pass out. What in the world just happened? This is not the direction I thought the story would go. Oh, okay. We're in the hospital now. When I next come to, my eyes are closed and I feel a faint, throbbing pain in my abdomen. There are a lot of sounds around me, but none of them are demonic in any way. Weird. I hear beeping and muttering from familiar voices, but they're all very distant. One sound that's not so distant, though, is the sound of quiet sobs at my side. Mal. I open my eyes, and I am immediately met with the bright whiteness of a hospital. And right at the edge of my vision is Mal. Her hands are over my eyes and she's crying. Crying? Over me? I smile faintly, but I am suddenly racked with a cough that's like a punch to my stomach. However, my attention is drawn away from it when Mal finally notices that I'm awake. Amelia, you're awake. She whips her head around quickly to call to some people somewhere else in the room. She's awake. Call a doctor. My smile only widens at her words as she turns back to me. Amelia, I am so sorry for everything. I didn't believe you at all these past years. I wanted you gone. I told you I hated you. I said such horrible things, and those were almost the last things I said to you. I thought I was gonna die. Then I thought you were gonna die, and I was just so scared. Mal continues rambling through heaves and sobs as she frantically tries to apologize to me while stumbling over her words. It's true. She did say all those things to me, and they hurt. But seeing her not only alive, but grateful towards me is far more than I could ever wish for. My limbs feel numb, but I manage to lift a hand up to rest on Mal's cheek. My sudden touch causes her to stop her ramblings. Her eyes widen and she quickly clasps her hands around mine. Yes? Do you need something? Are the pain meds wearing off? I chuckle and shake my head. It's okay, Mal. Everything's okay. Mal smiles shakily and nods. I don't hate you, Amelia. I love you. My chest feels warm. I don't think Mal has ever said anything like that to me before. I love you too, Mal. Always and forever. Aww. The end. Okay. Thank you so much for playing. This game was made in a month as a personal challenge to myself. If you enjoyed playing, please leave a comment and rating. Thank you again for playing. Smiley face. Awesome. I'm actually really surprised that was about like an hour long. I liked it. It took a turn that I did not expect, but that's okay. This is definitely a new favorite for visual novels, and I think the art behind it is amazing. But with that being said, that is unfortunately going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like it, then like it. Subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you all next time. Take care, y'all.